Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Park Tales. I'm Danny,
I'm Megan.
and we are going to be tackling a true Disney legend today.
That's right.
One that is known for thrills and chills, and maybe a few spills. The Matterhorn Bobsleds.
Yes. This ride is iconic. I mean, we're talking Disneyland's first roller coaster,
Ah.
the world's first tubular steel coaster,
Wow.
opened all the way back in
A
1959.
real
A
pioneer?
real pioneer.
Yeah.
We have to address the elephant, or should I say, abominable snowman in the room.
Uh-huh.
The Matterhorn is famous for its rough ride.
It's definitely earned a reputation
Yeah.
for being a bit bumpy.
Yeah.
Some might even say it's the roughest ride
Mm-hmm.
in the entire park. So the question is, was this bone-jarring experience a design flaw, or was it intentional? Let's unpack this, shall we?
Well, we dove into some first-hand accounts from riders, and let's just say some folks weren't mincing words.
Oh, no.
One guest described it as sponsored by the Chiropractic Association of America.
Mhm.
Another simply stated, it hurts a lot. So clearly the roughness is a well-known part of the Matterhorn experience.
Okay, so people definitely feel the bumps.
Yes.
But here's where it gets really interesting. We found out that the Matterhorn's designer, Imagineer Bob Gurr, actually admitted that the rough ride was no accident.
Really?
Yeah, he called it the roughest thing on the planet, and he meant it.
Wow. So it wasn't a mistake, it was a choice. Why would he do that?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't
Yeah.
it? Well, to understand that, we need to look at how roller coasters are designed.
Okay.
Modern roller coasters are designed with something called the heartline concept.
Heartline.
Imagine a line running through the center of your body,
Okay.
from your head to your toes.
Got it.
Modern coasters rotate the track around this heart line, keeping your center of gravity stable and creating a smoother ride.
Oh, that makes sense.
But the Matterhorn throws that concept out the window.
So you're saying it just throws you into the turns.
Pretty much, yeah,
Ouch. No wonder people are walking away needing a back adjustment.
exactly. The track design doesn't compensate for those forces, so you really feel every twist and turn. It's a much more aggressive old-school style. And get this, a 2012 refurbishment, which included brand new bobsleds, may have actually made the roughness worse,
Wait, new bobsleds made it rougher.
according to Gurr himself.
You'd think they'd make it smoother. What happened there?
It's hard to say for sure. But it makes you wonder if they perhaps overcorrected for wear and tear. Maybe the new track sections were too stiff, or the interaction with the new bobsleds created unexpected jolts. It's a fascinating design dilemma. How do you maintain the classic feel of a ride while also updating it for safety and reliability?
Yeah, that's a great point. But here's the kicker. Even Bob Gurr, the guy who designed the Matterhorn, won't ride it anymore. If the designer won't ride it, what does that say about the experience?
It definitely makes you think.
It does.
But here's another wrinkle.
Okay.
Despite its reputation for roughness, the Matterhorn is still insanely popular. The lines are always long, and people rave about it. Why do you think that is?
Well, for one, it's a classic. It's been a Disneyland staple for decades, and there's a definite nostalgia factor. People have fond memories of riding it as kids, and they want to share that experience with their own families. It's like a rite of passage for Disneyland visitors.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The Matterhorn occupies this unique space in Disneyland's cultural landscape. It's almost a ritual for first-time visitors, like a way to prove their Disney park medal.
I love that.
But I think there's more to it than just nostalgia.
Oh, yeah.
There's also the theme and the story, the abominable snowman, the alpine setting. The whole thing just creates an experience that goes beyond just a roller coaster. It's an immersive adventure.
Right. You're not just riding a coaster, you're escaping the abominable snowman in the snowy peaks of the Swiss Alps. And speaking of mountains, you can't forget about the Matterhorn's place in Disneyland's iconic mountain range.
Ooh, good point.
You've got Big Thunder Mountain, Space Mountain, and of course the Matterhorn. Each one has its own distinct personality, but together they form this legendary trio of adventure.
Absolutely. And that brings us to something that we think is really intriguing. The fact that the Matterhorn is intentionally rough. It's not a design flaw, it's a feature.
Wow.
And that adds a whole other layer to the experience, right?
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if they smoothed it out. Would it even be the Matterhorn anymore? Would it lose some of its magic?
That is a really interesting question. Would taming the beast take away from its unique charm?
But first, we want to remind you to subscribe to the Park Tales and give this video a big thumbs up. And hey, if you're a Matterhorn fan, tell us about your experience in the comments below. We want to hear all your bumpy stories.
Yeah. Would it still be the same legendary ride without that bone-jarring roughness?
Yeah, it's a tough question.
Yeah,
I mean, part of the Matterhorn's mystique is its intensity.
right.
It's not a ride for the faint of heart, and maybe that's part of what makes it so memorable.
Right. It offers a very particular type of thrill,
Yeah.
one that's intentionally jarring and disorienting. It's almost like a test of endurance, a badge of honor to say, I rode the Matterhorn and lived to tell the tale.
I'm curious, though, how does that intentional roughness compare to other rides that are known for being a little rough around the edges,
Yeah.
like Space Mountain or Dinosaur? Are those rides intentionally rough too? Or is it more of a side effect of their age or design?
That's a great question. While those rides definitely have their share of bumps and jolts, I think there's a distinction between intentionally rough and rough for other reasons. With Dinosaur, for instance, the jerky movements are part of the story. You're supposed to feel like you're on a bumpy off-road adventure
Yeah.
through prehistoric times.
Like you're in a Jeep bouncing around trying to escape a T-Rex.
Yeah.
The roughness adds to the immersion.
Exactly. And then there's the ride vehicle itself. Some vehicles can feel clunky or jerky, which can add to the discomfort, even if the track isn't that rough. And of course, we can't forget about aving tracks. Even the smoothest coaster is going to develop bumps and imperfections over time.
Right.
And those can definitely impact the ride experience.
For sure. Wear and tear is a fact of life, especially for rides that have been operating for decades.
And sometimes those bumps and imperfections actually add to the charm of a classic ride.
Yeah.
It's like they're part of its history, its character.
It's like wrinkles on a beloved old friend. You wouldn't want to smooth them away, would you?
Exactly. They tell a story. So when you consider all these different factors, it's amazing how much goes into creating a truly comfortable and enjoyable ride experience. It's a delicate balance.
It really is. And it makes you wonder, with all this talk about roughness and discomfort, what does the future hold for rides like the Matterhorn? Will they always be these bone-jarring adventures, or will technology eventually smooth out all the edges?
It's hard to say for sure. I think there will always be a place for rides that offer a wilder, more visceral experience. Some people just crave that feeling of being thrown around, of getting that adrenaline rush from a good jolt.
Oh, for sure. Some of us thrive on the chaos.
Exactly. It's like it wouldn't be a true thrill ride without a little bit of roughness. It's that element of surprise, of the unexpected, that keeps us coming back for more.
Right. And who knows, maybe those moments of discomfort, those bumps and jolts, are what help to create those truly unforgettable memories, the ones that stick with you long after the ride is over.
Oh, absolutely. You tend to remember the rides that really made an impact, the ones that left you feeling a little sore but totally exhilarated.
Yeah, it's like you walk away thinking, I survived that. It becomes a badge of honor.
Precisely, you've got the story to prove it. So, while technology might continue to evolve, I think there will always be a demand for rides that push the boundaries, that challenge us physically and mentally. And the Matterhorn, in all its rough and tumble glory, is a perfect example of that.
It's a true classic. But let's not forget that the Matterhorn is just one piece of the puzzle that is Disneyland. We could spend hours discussing the intricacies of this park, and luckily we plan to. So be sure to subscribe to the Park Tales so you don't miss any of our upcoming deep dives into the magic of Disney.
And in the meantime, let us know in the comments what you think about the Matterhorn. Is the roughness part of its charm, or is it a deal breaker for you? We love hearing your thoughts.
We'll be back with more Disney discussion soon. See you real soon.